Oh, all right, late as usual. I think that's the new norm. I'm just late. We'll see if people chime in. All right, what do we have? I think it takes a minute for notifications to go out, and then, okay, Craig's here. I think people will probably start flopping in. Here's Billy Bob. Rock the Watch is in. Doug's here. Yeah, so it takes a minute for the notifications to go out, and then people chime in. Luke M. Tech, Luke Albert, Just the Watch. No. You know what? At the last second, I changed the title too because I was just gonna do a live stream, but I'm like, I got a bunch of boxes to open, but I don't feel like doing that, and I had already thought about doing a like mid-year. Hey, Tennessee Mike, I had thought about doing a mid-year state of the collection. Didn't want to do it on a live show, but I guess whatever. I'll just do it on the live show. The issue I have with doing a state of the collection video is it almost inevitably ends up in a sell-off afterwards. So I hate doing the state of the collections when I have a bunch of watches I actually really like because I know it's just the way my brain works. I'm gonna end up wanting to sell them. So I'm already kind of thinking of some other things. So all right, Dane's here. Eric's in from Scotland. Time Flipper's here. Williams Watches. Clayton's here. Bobby Legs. Yeah, the mid-year collection, I think it's healthy to do that. I think it's very unorganized the way I'm going to do it right now in the live stream. Probably shouldn't do it, but Josh is here. Luke is asking, what G-Shock do I recommend for a first purchase? I'm assuming, I mean, I when I hear G-Shock, I think G-Shock Square. So I would guess, I mean, you could start off with the 5600E, or you could just go to the 5610, which unfortunately the 5610 is the one that I don't have. I left it out in my Workman, so in the state of the collection, I don't. It's not going to be on camera, but yeah, I mean, it all is going to depend on what you want to do for your first G-Shock. There's way too many options. No, titanium and just get it over. No, I don't know. I think the G-Shock thing is a journey you almost have to take. So since Luke, since he asked about the first G-Shock, let's just start with the G-Shocks. So here is my 35th anniversary square. This is the DW5035, and it is of course on a combi bracelet. I dig this one. It's going to stick around. And I'm going to say that probably with every watch, and then tomorrow I'm going to probably list them all for sale. So take whatever I say with a grain of salt. I like this one because it says Project Team Tough on it, and the fact that it has a combi. So there's that guy. I'm going to go through probably some of the less expensive polymer type G-Shocks first. And a lot of this stuff you guys have already seen. And I'm probably not going to know the part numbers and all that stuff right off the top of my head. Let's see. I missed that question. What was that? There was Logan asked a question. Hey Rob, I've been saving for a year and have $1,000 to spend. Should I buy a Seiko dive watch or something different? I'm probably the wrong guy to ask about Seiko right now. I'm pretty much Seiko'd out, so I would probably go Swiss, or a G-Shock, because that's basically what I do. This is the square that I keep around. Basically, it's my Christmas square with the red and green colors, which, again, it was, also like a Christmas watch purchase was my GA 2100, also the green and red theme. They're just too cool for like Christmas time, right? So that's just awesome. So, okay, let's get back onto the squares. I had to put those two together because they kind of belong together, right? Same same colorway inspiration. And this is going to be a big pain in the butt to pick all these up when I'm done too. And then here we go with a tan and camo, like a woodland camo almost. And this is kind of your base. It's kind of like your base 5600. So but it's a 5610 SUS, and it's a newer one. So Chris with a super chat is asking, Seiko'd out question mark. Have you ever owned a mechanical Grand Seiko? No, I have not owned one, but I have checked out quite a few. I've handled a lot of Grand Seiko. I know I've had a few on the channel, but even in my travels, I've handled a bunch of Grand Seiko, and I'm probably gonna catch flack for this, but they're great looking, but it's just more Seiko. It's, and I know I'm gonna probably catch hate for that, but and I know like my tight knit group was hoping that I would have a couple drinks because I'll speak the truth. I am sipping on some Angel's Envy, and the Grand Seiko, they're awesome. They're so insanely well built watches, but they have shortcomings just like any other watch. So if I'm going to deal with shortcomings on any other watch, then I want to connect with it on an emotional level, or on a spec level, and that's where like watches like this come into play. Like my Seamaster, like the shortcomings are far surpassed with its accolades. So, all right, let's keep going with some G-Shocks. Well, I'm gonna keep going with the squares, and then I have some more. Yeah, Dane, and that's when you're spending that much on a watch and it comes on a bracelet. The bracelet has to be good, otherwise it's kind of a deal breaker for me. This one here, this was actually a gift from my buddy Billy Bob, which if you're still watching, I am sending out your package here soon. Which we talked about items, but this is the carbon fiber square, and I really think this is one that it comes and goes as far as the attention on it, and maybe it's heightened a little bit right now because there's a few videos out on it, but this is a killer square, and it's like a little bit smaller. If you really look at it, it's a little bit smaller. It's definitely lighter, and it's smaller in pretty much every dimension. But then it has a longer strap, which is also really cool. Chris is asking again with the super chat, is asking what are the shortcomings other than the bracelet? Well, the fact that it's, again, I'm going to catch too much slack for this, but I mean it's still Seiko, it's Grand Seiko, and I'm not saying that Seiko's bad. I'm just saying Seiko usually it's just the old argument that Seiko's kind of like the entry level or affordable type watches, and then yes, Grand Seiko is far superior. I get that. But the reality is, for me and a lot of other people, and I know other people will just argue this day and night, but if I'm going to spend, I didn't spend 5,000, but if I'm going to spend 5,000 on a watch, right, that's my budget, and it's between, say, a Rolex, an Omega, or a Grand Seiko, I would venture to say that everybody that's looking at those three is probably going to buy the Omega or the Rolex instead of the Grand Seiko. So I can't really define why that is or what that is. So, but I fall in that same camp, and I also can't really explain it other than I've handled all of them, and I've owned the Omega and the Rolex. I have not owned the Grand Seiko, but it's because every time I'm faced with the opportunity to potentially buy the Grand Seiko, I buy the Swiss instead. So I don't know why. I cannot put it into words or explain it, other than when it comes down to actually throwing down my wallet, then I buy the nice Swiss one. So, and who knows, in the future maybe I'll be Grand Seiko, fanatic. Who knows? I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying every time I have that kind of money, I don't buy them. So I don't know why. I just don't. So here's actually a lot of times I end up just buying squares, but here's my G-Shock NASA square, which I ended up doing the colored bezel on it. I still have the original bezel on it, brand new. And I haven't even worn this watch. So this is a whole nother thing. As I'm doing this, you guys, This is why I do these videos, these state of the collection video. And then I end up selling them all because it drives home that I have all these watches and I'm not wearing them, and it's kind of ludicrous to just have them sitting here. I'm not like, why am I doing that? So I don't know why I do that either, but it's partly, because I have the channel. But let's see, I have watches out of my reach, so I'm gonna just keep dealing with the watches that are in my reach. This is gonna be very cluttered and not in any sort of order. This is the watch I actually wore today. I wore this Pro Trek, which is the PRW 3100 YB with a multi-band 6. I wore this watch today, and partly because I wanted to, because we were supposed to get some weather and stuff like that, and I wanted to track the barometer, which I did, which was kind of fun. So that was the first time I actually used the barometer in a useful manner. So it was kind of fun to wear and track the weather. So that's what I wore today, and let's do some more. Let's do some more G-Shock. We're gonna get into some of the metal ones, and then I'll jump back over. All right, so here is my titanium camouflage square. This is an awesome watch for sure. And this is the first titanium one. I have the other one, I guess. There's only 2 out right now. So I bought this one, and then I thought I was going to be 100% content. Even when I first saw these ones at a Microlux show, I had no intention of buying the all black one after seeing the camouflage one, because the camouflage one is just so awesome. But fast forward about a year probably, I ended up buying the black one. So and now that I have both, and it's been a while since they've come out, the black one is easily like the better of the two, in my opinion. Not to say that the camo one's not cool. It's just the black one's just like G-Shock square, expensive, weird, kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. All right, so let's get into some metal ones. Let's bring out my Bling Master here. So this is, a lot of people ask me what's my favorite square. I would have to say this one's my favorite G-Shock square, is the gold model. So I know, surprising, right? I have both titanium ones, and then I come out and I say the gold one's my favorite. It just is. It is what it is. Let's see. Chris again. You only need one G-Shock, but what's the fun in that? Yeah. They're too freaking fun to collect. Like it's one of the series, like my G-Shock squares for sure, that like when I think about selling watches, I'm like, I might pull this out and be like, oh, I could probably sell this. I don't need the black one. I don't wear it, but especially because I have the black titanium one and all that stuff. But now that I have it in hand and I know what I paid for it, it really wasn't that expensive. I think I paid like $330 for it or something, 320, 330, something like that. I don't know. It's a lot of watch for the money, first of all, when you put it up against some other watches, but it is still a digital watch, which some people might just have issue with. And then, let's see, I have the Tron. This one is, so actually a few of these are limited edition. Of course, the NASA is. I believe these two are actually limited. The 35th is, you know what, kind of seeing a pattern here. The carbon's not limited, but I don't think they make them anymore. The titaniums are definitely limited. The golds are still around. The blacks are still around. The Tron was 100% limited. I don't know the number on it. Billy Bob's trying to call dibs on all the squares, I'm assuming. But the Tron is just too polarizing. Almost in every case, the pictures that I look at of it, it always looks like it's photoshopped. So it's just cool. They're all too dang cool. Okay. I guess we can keep going with some G-Shocks. Let me grab, they're behind me. Hold on a second. I gotta grab some more. Let's see, a square, this one, this one, this one, this one. Dropping watches. All right. So I got a handful of more G-Shocks here. So there's these. I guess I should go over them individually. All right, let's go here. So here is another G-Shock. This is the, you know, I don't know what the heck you call it. It's a GLX 5600. This is another one that Billy Bob sent over and gifted to me. I think he did anyway. I just never sent it back, so technically it's mine now, I guess. So, but again, I haven't worn it, but it is a cool one if you wanted to do a mod or just have it around. It's cool to have the moon phase and the tide and everything like that. And then this is, I believe, is this a 7900? This is a used one somebody gave me. I don't remember who. Yeah, this is the 7900B solar. So this is going to be, there's a few of these I'm actually going to give. I mentioned before that I'm going to go talk to my local police department, or excuse me, sheriff department. And I'm going to gift them some watches for the police office, sheriff deputies, excuse me. So that's going to be one of them. So some of these are like short-lived and I'm not selling. This one I picked up from, I think Clayton had this, and I bought it off him. I don't know that he ever really wore it. It looks like it's in brand new, and it's the gray tone colored one. And this has the, it's got the vibe alarm, so it's got the really nice easy button for illumination. I'll probably end up giving this to the sheriff as well, because this is a nice heavy duty size, but it's still comfortable with these wings, easy to use light, plus they have the alarm. So I think that'll make a really good cop watch. Another one here, this guy here, it's technically my son's watch. He hasn't worn it in a while, so I'll probably clean it up really good, and I'll probably donate that to an officer as well. I don't even remember what it's called, but yeah, it's going to go to a cop. All right, what else do we have here? This guy here is a very cool, this was a gift from my buddy Michael. And again, I just don't wear it. I know it's super cool, and I appreciate the gift, but I'm going to probably pass it on to a cop as well. I think they'll wear it, and I think they'll appreciate it more. They just sit around. So, but this one's really cool. It's the GD100 MS, and it's kind of like a military spec one because it has the red tint to it. So I'm just going to kind of keep piling them here. This one here I think someone also gave me this one. I don't think I bought this one. And again, this is GA100 BW black and white. So, oh, Clayton, you gave me this one? I can't keep track of them all. So, and I think, again, this is appropriate for, a cop too, because of black and white, they have the black and white cop cars and stuff like that. So, and then not in this group is I have another Timex that Craig just gave me, Saturday? So I have that upstairs. So, all right. And then I have my Frogman. So I'll be keeping this, obviously. I already kind of like screwed it up with the bug spray on it and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think pretty much if you're into G-Shocks, you kind of need at least one Frogman, and just get like this one is kind of the base model one. Jorge, you're asking which one. I don't know that I am gonna sell. Like I was just kind of like talking. Like I don't know if that's actually gonna happen. I probably won't sell because I'm just in a fragile mindset right now. And should I bring all the other Casios over? I have like a huge pile of Casios. I feel like if I bring those over, it's just it's a bigger pile than even this. I'm not sure I want to like get those involved. Oh, geez. All right, I can't get them all in frame. What do you want me to do? Just pile them, I guess? I don't know. Hold on a second. Let me get them. That wasn't a watch. I didn't drop a watch. So I got these. I got all these guys. And it's a bunch of watches I don't wear. I think they're really cool, and that's why I bought them, because they're just cool. So the orange strapped world timer, and then I got the black one, to kind of go with it. It's almost the same watch, but the plastic on it's a little bit different color. So I bought them both. I think I've worn them a couple of times. Even this Timex Iron Man, I'm gonna end up giving this to a cop. Actually, these will probably make good cop watches too. Maybe I'll just give these to a cop, and they were dirt cheap and whatever. They can, I don't use it, throw it away. I don't know, do whatever they do. I don't know if I should give these to them too. I guess I don't know. These are the countdown timers. There's a blue one, a red one. Let's see what else is there. I got my Mod World timers. These are pretty cool. I like wearing these occasionally. It was actually cool. I when I met up with Craig, he was wearing one of these. Craig is so awesome, and I get it. It's kind of like a sacrificial watch because he was riding a really nice motorcycle, like a BMW. I guess I can tell you what it is. Craig was riding a really nice higher end motorcycle, and he had a really nice spare motorcycle, and he was out riding with his buddies, and he's got an insane collection. He's got some killer watches, and what does he wear when he goes riding? He wears this. He wore this. He had this exact watch. He had one of these. So I thought that was kind of cool. And he owns, where's the gray one? I think he said he owns this gray one. He has the black dial, the blacked out ones like I modded. Like this guy. I really like these mods. They're super fun. This is one of my, I do actually wear this one on the custom EA leather strap. This was I think this was the first one I modded, was this guy here. So, and then I have a bone stock one here too. So maybe I'll still mod that one. Let's see. Oh, and then you got the gold one on the way. And then I still haven't even done the video on this one. This is the, what is this? The A1000. I still need to do the video on this. As you can see, the legibility is pretty horrible compared to like how the negative displays are on the squares. The legibility is rough on this guy. Maybe it's a little bit better in the daylight. I'm not sure, but I still need to do the video on that. Somebody also gifted me this guy here, which I had one of these a long time ago and the battery died and I couldn't get the case off it. So this is a AMW 330. These are pretty cool. It's got a rotating compass bezel on it. So, okay. Oh, Kevin, that's already being done, by the way, Kevin. To answer your little comment there, that's actually being done right now. I can't say any more about it though. All right, let's see. I have more watches behind me. Hold on. All right, so I have my data bank, which this thing actually wears really cool. It's fun. We'll just off frame over here, I guess, somewhere. And then this is my son's Seiko Monster that I built for him, which I need to clean up again. And I have a bracelet that I'm going to mod and put on there. But this one, actually, I can probably show you. So I gifted it to him, and you can see right there. See that? This is what I think he was, God, he's 20 now. I think he maybe turned 16. I can't remember what birthday it was of his. And I just built it. So it's, you can look at the dial and the hands and everything. That's a SRP 313. And that only comes in the regular stainless case. So I put the guts in the black case, probably like from a SRP 583 or something. And then I did the loomed bezel, this was the only successful insert I did. But anyway, when I built it for him, he went out, played basketball, and I had it on a kind of a cheaper strap, and the pin busted out, and it came flying down in a downward motion and hit the pavement right there and completely destroyed the movement. So I had to buy another 313 and like rebuild it for him. So that thing's got some stories to it. All right, let's do another. I forgot. I put this thing on a weird strap. I don't know why. I think I took I had it on the strap mill Canada strap. I just put this on this green strap. I have not worn it on this green strap, but this is the Citizen Hyper Aqualand But this is a nice leather strap. It's just I don't think I would traditionally pair this green leather strap with this watch. I just did it to put it in the box. So I have that guy. Let's see. I have my Vostok here. I don't even know what this one's called. The Commander Ski, I think, or something like that. I can't back. If I back the camera up, I'm gonna run out of desk. It's gonna fall off. I can't go. I can't pull over anymore. I don't. That's it, man. That's all I got. I'm gonna have to start piling them on top of each other. Like the tripod is literally almost falling off the desk. So, and I haven't worn this one in a while. This is just a cheap mesh that I picked up from eBay a long time ago or something. All right, I'm gonna grab. This is the last one out of this box, and then I have a few over in another box, and then I'm done with the watches. This is Edifice Sapphire, the really thin one, and I bought this one just for video, and then I was gonna probably give this one away. I have my Patreon giveaway. Little spoiler alert for my Patreons. This is probably going to be the July 1st giveaway. Is going to be this watch here, which is basically brand new. I never wore it. I sized it, did the video, and then so that's going to be the July 1st giveaway. So for the Patreons watching, now you know. Okay, that's the last watch out of that box. And I guarantee you, I know I'm missing at least one watch, and that is the my work 5610. So this, okay, so now we're going to get into some other metal ones. So here's my Borealis Draga. The story is on this one, my buddy Carlos, who owns Borealis, he shares the prototypes with me, you know, like the renderings before he even makes the prototypes. And he had showed me these, which they're basically, you know, kind of like the Rolex Explorer, but obviously much more affordable. And I told him, I'm like, Carlos, you have to do a white dial. So I worked with Bruce and got some renderings done and sent them over to Carlos. And as soon as he saw the renderings that Bruce and I made, or Bruce made, and I showed him, he was like, yeah, you're right. The white dial looks sick. So me convincing Carlos to make the white dial, he gifted me this one. This is the prototype of the white dial one. So he gifted me this one. So this is not a production model. This is a prototype, but there was no change from the prototype to the oh boy, you guys doing the drinking game, Russ? That's probably not a good idea. I got some watches that have been sitting a while up here. I'm gonna have to be wiping the dial. All right, let's talk about another gift watch. Does it have a serial number? I don't know that. I don't even know if his production models have a serial number, do they? Let's see. Draga. No, there's no serial number on it. But I don't even think his production ones have serial numbers on them, do they? Well, hold on. I have another like production. Well, that's not fair though. This other production Borealis. Well, I'll just bring this one out. So this is a production Borealis Estoril, which this one I bought. I got a hold of Carlos a little while ago. Well, it was a little over a month ago because it took about a month to get this one because of the shipping constraints. But I had bought and sold a couple of Estorils and I missed them so much. They're just cool. I like the lyre lugs and the affordable price and the excellent loom. And I don't know where he had this. If he just had if he has a drawer full of them or something that he didn't sell. So I convinced him to sell me one, and this is number 96. So I guess that's kind of the number. It's from the Divers Watch Forum, 2018. It was a special edition or limited. This is number 96. I'm not sure how many total were made though, because there was different colorways and everything like that. And then I have this on the Strap Mill Canada vulcanized rubber strap, which is awesome. I love that strap. All right, next up is another gift watch. This was also a gift watch for my buddy Michael up in Canada, Desire 68 YouTube channel. This is a bone stock SKX 009 K model. It's not even a JDM model, but it's keeping time really good. Everything lines up on it, and I'm keeping it bone stock, and I do actually wear this. So that's my that's kind of like my Michael memory watch. I know he's gifted me, like I said, that this other G-Shock here, and we've talked for a long time, but that one that's my Michael watch. So when I wear it, I think of our friendship. All right, so I have another. I'm not 100% sure what the rule was on this. I have this Formax Essence. I'm pretty sure if I look back at their email, they said that if I liked it, I could keep it. So I do actually like it, so I plan on keeping it. And it's just a really cool watch. It's COSC. It has that crazy spring mechanism in it. It wears great on wrist. The butterfly clasp is probably one of the few butterfly clasps that I actually don't hate. I like the double pushers on it. It has ceramic ball bearings in it. It also has like an easy link system in it that jumps out right there. So, I mean, and I'm sure there's other really good butterfly clasp out there, but this one easily rates up there with one of the best. So there is the Formex. I'm going to save the best for last, by the way. This here is not the last. This is probably one of my favorite purchases, especially my higher end purchases. This is my obviously white dialed, or a lot of people are calling it the Great White, but I'm a little leery of calling it the Great White because I have I'm pretty sure if I remember right, the white dial GMT was the Great White. But anyway, I guess we could supersede that one and call this one the Great White. But I mean, this thing is just a killer watch, guys. It's a killer watch on paper. It's a killer watch emotionally. It's a killer watch when you deploy common sense to the hobby. It's just a phenomenal watch. And for me, the more I wear it, the more I want to wear it. It's making me look at other watches differently. You know, like I've been kind of all day today, I've been thinking about the Tudor North Flag, but I'm not sure where it fits in. I'll have to try one again and we'll see. But I've tried to even force like a Omega Railmaster or Aquaterra, but it doesn't even make any sense to buy another Omega to me. Like I already have the really cool killer one. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go on to the last watch here, and we're early on, so let's see. And then this is my all-time favorite, all-time keeper, my Orange Monster. Like probably one of the watches that I could actually get emotional with. Like if something were to happen to it, like catastrophic or something like that, I would actually be upset. So this is what started it all for me. Like as far as like the real passion and the real drive, this was the watch. So, and it's been through all my vacations, all my weird journeys that I've done. I've always taken this watch, and I'll tell you, I'll give you like a little quick view of it, but it is beat up. It's got some scratches on the hardlex. Probably can't see them. They're hard to see. There's one like right there in the center. I can feel it with my fingernail too. I don't know if you guys can see it. So there's a scratch on the hardlex right there. I used to have spare bracelets, but I think I got rid of them all because this bracelet is scratched up pretty hardcore. But I think I got rid of this. I might have one spare bracelet just in case. I can't remember. But I got rid of the extra bracelets I had. I had extra cases. I had a whole spare SRP 309, and I got rid of all of that because it's not the same. Like it has to be this watch. It has to be this bracelet. It's the complete package. I don't ever put this like on another strap. I bought other Erica straps. I bought a bunch of other straps for it, and it has to be this watch on this bracelet. That's the way I wear it. That's the way I run it. So. So the only watch that's missing out of here that I know of is my 5610 positive display on the combi. That's my work watch. It's sitting in my van, like in the cup holder. So it's just my work watch that I almost never wear. My spare work watch. So now you guys are asking, let's see. So basically, if I didn't show it or you don't see it, then it's gone. You know what I mean? Like the Rolex is gone, the old Seamaster is gone, the Tudor Black Bay is gone, all of that stuff is gone. So most of the watches I have bought, I have flipped. And Dane, no, I have no Zellos right now. No, I have no Zellos. I mean, I have other watches here that are technically mine, but they're going to go out on tour. Like, there's probably some watches that are out on tour right now with my Patreon group that are technically mine, but I'm not going to count them because I'm not going to keep those. So, AAG, good question. AAG is asking, any plan to get something better than the Seamaster Professional? As of today, as of right now, I would say no. Ronan's asking, why no Zelos? I don't know. Again, Zelos is a brand that I think is awesome, and I love seeing them and checking them out and stuff like that, but I just don't have the drive to like collect them or own them. My drive to collect and own is primarily with the G-Shock squares. Oh, Joshua wants to talk about so I posted up in my community tab or whatever. So my buddy Wayne, it's funny. I did a video on Wayne's collection. So Wayne is in the UK, and he bought every Seiko Monster. Now, when I say Seiko Monster, I mean first gen, second gen, third gen of these. He actually started buying the fourth gen as well, but of this style Monster. So Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. So whether it had the 7S, the 4R, or the 6R, but like this body, he had every single one of them. And he had amazing examples of them too, like super clean, near new, right? Well, I'd been hounding him after he collected them all and finalized his collection. I'm like, so when are you going to sell them? When are you going to sell them? I kind of bug him a little bit once in a while. Well, he finally decided to sell them. So, and you're talking, that's a lot of money in Seiko Monsters. So I'm curious to see what he does. Hopefully he's not burned out of the hobby. Hopefully he gets inspired and does something else within the hobby and finds something. Maybe I can get him into G-Shock squares or something. We'll see. I'll bug him some more. So Chris with the super chat again is asking, what do I think of the Moon Watch? So you're referring to obviously the Omega Speedmaster. I love the way they look. There is some insane killer models of that particular run. I'm just not a chronograph guy. I mean, you look at what I have here. I have no chronographs that are like regular chronographs in the traditional sense. I love the way they look. I just don't really care to own them, sort of thing. But within that range, the Speedmaster is easily one of my top favorite, like nicer chronographs. But it's partly because I love the Lyre lugs. I love the way Omega does their lugs. Yeah, so Dane, you and Craig both have Speedmasters on your mind, and the two that you like, each of you guys are looking at different ones, and they are both like phenomenal models. They're a little bit expensive models, but if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna get a Speedmaster, I think going after the ones that you guys are wanting is awesome. See, the Time Flipper's asking, Rob, I thought you said you were getting a Patek. No, I don't. I wouldn't do a Patek. There is some like higher end watches that intrigue me, but I don't see myself anytime soon going past the Omega. Let's see. Coleman's asking, hey, what about 3 watches only? For me personally, that's nonsense. It's not going to happen. Like, even if I didn't have this channel and I wasn't like mad about Casio's, 3 watches for me is just extremely unlikely. Like, it's just not going to happen. I can't even begin to think what, like, I guess maybe I could do a 3-watch collection. No, I can't. I couldn't. I'm trying to rationalize it in my mind. It doesn't make sense. I can't do it. I refuse to do 3-watch collection. What? Oh, Ronan, good question. What watch am I wearing tomorrow? Well, it's Tuesday, so I should probably wear titanium. And it's gonna rain. I'm gonna wear my black titanium because one thing I wanted to do with this watch, and I'd already started to do it when I first got it, when I first bought it, I started to wear it at work, and I know I hit it. Like I know I hit it on a doorknob or something. I hit it a couple times, and to the point where I realized I hit it, and I was like, I'm not even gonna look. So I looked later, and there's no marks on it anywhere. So this DLC is a very good application of it. So I'm gonna wear it a little bit at work and put it through its paces. And if it gets marked up, I'll share it with you guys. I suspect I probably will get some scratches on it at some point, but I'm just gonna send it. I'm just gonna do it. So Chris did another super chat, and he's asking a question that is way outside of my pay grade. You're asking, what do I think about the Longe 1815 chronal pull up? Straight up, I don't know. I have no knowledge of that particular model. I don't know anything about it. Let's see. Yeah, when you guys start talking about like, like some of the Holy Trinity brands and the brands that are like associated with them and up in their caliber and stuff like that, I have no knowledge of those. I don't research them. I don't look at them. I'm not inspired by them. I'm not even interested in them. Like, I know it's bizarre to some people that I'm like so into watches, right? But these are the watches that I'm into. I'm not into like, it's crazy for me to like do this. I mean, you guys have to realize that, for me to buy this watch for like $4,000, that's absurd to me. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, but occasionally you need to kind of do that when you're at this level in the hobby that I am. So, Eric, the real Trinity, Casio, Seiko, Omega. Yeah, maybe. That kind of jumps in there. So, let's see. See, we got a lot of questions and comments here. I'm going to try to look at them. What is that? It's a $160,000 watch. Oh yeah. Like, why would I? I think I tried on that Ever Rose Gold Rolex when I was out visiting Bruce with all the jewels and everything. The price tag on that was just over 100,000. I thought that was really cool to see and check out, but that's insane. Joshua was asking, are there any new releases coming soon that I'm looking forward to? Absolutely, there are. There's some killer micro brand ones. They're catching up. There's some models coming out. Notice teased a new model, and I don't think they've ever teased it again, but they teased it in one of their live streams during the lockdown and everything. So that'll be a cool model. Borealis has a couple of really cool models. One kind of looks like the Aquaterra, and of course they're is it called the Cascadas? No, it's not the Cascadas. It's coming in anyway. So I have a new Borealis version 2.0, whatever that model is. I forget what it is. That's coming out. That's a really cool. And hopefully Carlos sent me the white dial with the blue trim. It looks sick. But all of them look good. And they'll have killer lume. There's so many good ones coming out. There's some new titanium G-Shock squares coming out. There's always new models coming out, guys. Always. Oh yeah, actually I have inbound the that new G-Shock fitness type watch or whatever, the GBX, what is it, the GBX 100 or something? That's coming in. Yeah, the Cascadas version 2.0. So thanks, Craig. I wasn't sure if it was called the Cascadas. So I have that one coming in. I'll have it in a few days. It's coming from Portugal, so I don't know how long it'll take. I have a pile of boxes behind me. So after the live stream, I have to pick all this up, and then I'll probably record an opening or unboxing video that I'll post in the morning, and then I have a list. Not in the list I have over here on my dry erase board It doesn't even include the boxes I have behind me. And I have the Dryden watches, the Code 41, the Laurier I have to do, the Biotech I have to do, um, the Nove Diver, the Casio A1000. I have a bunch of tools I have to do. So I have like 15 videos plotted to do, not including the stuff that's coming in or that's sitting on my floor behind me. So I never have a shortage of videos to do, guys. Oh, Mimo sent over a bunch of new Seiko models. The I don't even know what he sent. The no bezel new 5 sports, the no bezel, and then I think he sent over a couple of the new almost Arnie one. So the Ellipsio, that's that orange one I got on tour, isn't it? I just sent the good model out to the other Patreon that's next in line. So let's see. Yeah, thanks, David. But really, I mean, these are pretty inexpensive watches for the most part in front of you. So I mean, this is like, I don't go out to eat and stuff like that. I mean, that's a couple of, nice dinners or something. These are pretty cheap watches, guys. If you want to have a watch, a watch attic starter kit, just go buy a bunch of world timers and stuff. You guys are already plotting and planning the. So Clayton has his podcast, The Watchdog. I'll try to put a link to it in the show notes or in the description. But Amin says the first time ever I don't have a Seiko in my collection. Honestly, I wouldn't have a Seiko in my collection either if it weren't for my Orange Monster and my gift watch. I think these two Seiko, and I know I'm already going to be old school. The other monster is my son, so it doesn't count. But these are the only two, right? I'm not missing anything, am I? No, these are the only two Seiko in my collection, guys. And they're both icons, right? So there's always new Seikos coming out that become new icons. But for me, these were the icons when I was, a Seiko fanboy, or still am, but and these are like the pinnacle for me. Like I don't see anything new out right now that has made me want to change up. The closest would be that King Turtle, which is a really good model. Well, some of the samurais, and they got the new King Samurai. Some of them are really good. I shouldn't say that, but I'm good with what I have in the Seiko lineup here. I don't need any more Seiko, or better yet, I don't want any more Seiko. So, yeah, Eric, I think you're right. I think, well, for me, for like my era in the Seiko collecting, the Orange Monster and the SKX are the icons. Tennessee Mike brings up a good thing. The Marine Master 300. I could actually kind of see that fitting in potentially. I would do that before I would do a Grand Seiko. I know that sounds messed up, but to me, that's probably the top tier Seiko diver. Just go for the Marine Master 300 or a newer variant where they don't actually say Marine Master on them. So like Clayton has the, I think, is that the one you have, Clayton, the SLA 023? I get it. They are really cool. But again, I don't care for the bracelet's okay, but I don't like the clasp. So I would have to do something different about that. I'd have to wear it on either a strap or I'd have to change out the clasp. I cannot stand that clasp. It's too thick. And then, you're spending that kind of money. Do you just get a Doxa, or something like that, or maybe an Oris, or I don't know. There's too many options. Yeah. So Clayton, I would probably do the same thing, but I have a problem buying a Marine Master 300 for that price level and then just wearing it on a rubber strap. I mean, I did it even on the Omega for a little bit. I wore it on the Zalandi strap, which is a great way to wear some of these dive watches. So let's see. Yeah, Billy Bob. Yeah, do it, man. You're going to look like a hero. You only have 2 police officers. Give them both a watch. Get them squares. Luke is looking at potentially the Aquaterra. Man, the new Aquaterras are so good. I mean, Rob, have you checked out Gorilla watches? No. I checked out Gorilla Tape and Gorilla Glue. Let's see. Ronin. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm already like kind of like a diehard bracelet guy, and the Omega bracelet is really good. The next time I take it off, though, I am actually going to take this apart and get the clasp off, and I'm going to soften the sharp edges. So it'll be like here, there, maybe along this leading edge on the front and back side. I'm just going to polish them up a bit. And then definitely over here is a little sharp. So I'll probably polish this up here too a little bit. Now you don't really feel it on wrist, but when you rub your fingers on it, you can kind of feel that it's just sharp. You just take micron paper and you just polish it up a little bit. And then it just kind of like softens it. So, but as far as the bracelet goes, I know some people were complaining about how sharp it felt on the edges of the bracelet. I don't feel that sharpness there. It's all typically around the clasp. Let's see. Thoughts on the Zin 104 white dial? I'm all about the white dials lately. I have not checked out a Zin 104 white dial, but I would love to. Let's see. Do you consider the Omega much of an upgrade, if at all, over the Oris Aquas? Oh yeah. This is way superior over the Oris Aquas. And the Oris Aquas is very good. But the Seamaster Professional, the newer Omegas, with what they're doing with the movements, way better. Let's see. Did you review the BR01 on a bracelet? Remember the rubber one? I did not see the bracelet yet. And that I love that Bell & Ross. I was just looking at that model again too recently. Floridian with the hard question. Do I miss the Rolex? No. I don't miss the Oyster Perpetual 39. I liked it. I enjoyed owning it and wearing it. Let's see. I don't know that I don't want to say never, but I don't think I'll be buying another Rolex. It's hard to say, but I don't think I will. Ronin, yeah. So when I was out visiting Bruce out in Salt Lake City, there was an officer in the Rolex boutique. He was just making his rounds. He was walking his beat basically around that mall and downtown and everything. And the officer that we talked to there, he was wearing what was he wearing? It was a Rolex. It had to have been a sub. No, it might have been an Explorer 2. Maybe that's what he was wearing. But yeah, he was wearing a Rolex. I thought it was pretty baller. Let's see. Yeah, the Manta did get sold to a Patreon, and he's really enjoying it. Dane, is that bright red one over there by the Monster of Vostok? Thought you sold that. No, I still have the Vostok. I don't really wear it much anymore. I was gonna regulate it and stuff, but the last time I kind of checked it on wrist, it was keeping time good, even though on the time grapher it's not. So I'll still probably play with it. I don't know, they're too inexpensive and it's just too fun to occasionally wear. So, and that's kind of the story with a lot of these watches. Like the value that they have is so low, like it's almost not really worth selling. No, I don't nickname them. That would be the ketchup watch. So now I need a yellow one so I can have a ketchup and mustard. Let's see. Rob, what do you think of G-Shock collabs, and do you like any specific one? I think some collabs are cool, but I don't really go after them. Which one is the model? Color Sriracha, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to read up. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I absolutely love this watch is the way Vostok did their case back secure method. It's freaking genius. Somebody's asking about this watch here. And again, I don't typically have this on this green leather. I just did this to throw it in the watch box so it wasn't just flopping around. This is the Citizen Hyper Aqualand. I don't know that there's actually a number tied to it, but if you just search up Hyper Aqualand, you'll find these on eBay, and there are multiple prices. You can find them anywhere from, a good example, you can find them anywhere from 150 to 200 bucks. We'll get you a good clean one. Knife Watch is asking, what do I think about the new Seiko 5s with the new no bezel? Mimo sent me one. I'll have it probably soon. I'll do a video. It'll probably be next week. I'm so backlogged, guys. I don't even, I keep saying soon or next week, but the reality is I'm probably 20 videos behind. So Casios are awesome to get anybody into watches. It doesn't even have to be a kid, but certainly kids, buddies, relatives, whoever. You know, next time you get pulled over by a cop, just hand them a world timer. Here, man. Sorry you had to pull me over. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the new limited edition mono pusher based watches? I'm not 100% familiar with those. But again, it sounds like a, I don't know. Sounds like a chrono, and I don't really care about chronos. Rob, the Omega white dial is being sold out everywhere. It makes me happy, yeah. Let's see. Silicone green strap. It's not a, it's a leather strap, and it's the Citizen Hyper Aqualand. It's just an older, I think this was like an early 90s type watch. They had like a kind of like a data link system that it would record your dive depth and time, and then you could hook it to a little device into your computer, and it would download the information and everything. So it was a legit dive watch, and a lot of times you'll find these on eBay for a really good deal because people bought them on vacation. They would be on holiday, and they would go recreational diving, and they were at the dive shop, and they would buy these watches. They'd use them once or twice, and then they would sit in a drawer, and then the gaskets would go bad, the battery would die. They'd send them in and get them fixed, and then they would sell them. So you can get deals on them. They're really cool. I dig it. Let's see. David's asking, where do I recommend shopping for JDM watches? Depending on what, if you're looking for new, I mean, all the big ones, you know, shopping in Japan, I can't remember them all. There's a bunch of them. They'll pop up. If you just start searching JDM watches or whatever, they'll pop up. You'll be able to figure it out. If you're looking for, I'm not even going to give you the gem because I don't want to have them get overloaded, but I've talked about them many times. If you're looking for special stuff in Japan, there's a couple of guys that you can use to like kind of put them on the scent, but don't mess with them unless you're actually ready to pay. So Seiya Japan, yeah, Seiya Japan is fine. Shopping in Japan, I don't know them all. I haven't been buying much for watches at all lately, really, guys. I have seen the Steinhardt Joe Dirt. Hey, Joe Dirt's here, guys. I have looked at the Steinhardt website, and I did see the double green, so it does look really good. I would like to see it in person. Somebody should buy it and send it in. I'm not buying it. I can't keep just buying watches to bring them into video. I mean, I can, but I can't because I already have too many videos to make. So, all right, let's see. All right. Anyway, guys, we're close to an hour. I ran out. I think I'm gonna shut her down. I'm getting kind of tired, and I got to pick all this up, and I have to. I'm gonna do not have to. I'm gonna make an unboxing video to post in the morning. So I'm gonna shut her down. Thanks for watching, guys, and that was my state of the chaos. I think state of the collection isn't right. This isn't really a collection. This is a bunch of watches I don't wear. How is that a collection? I need to. I know I'm gonna get rid of some of these when I give them to the police officers, so, or sheriff deputies. Dang it, I keep doing that. Do you guys know there's a difference? How did I not know this until recently? There's a difference between a sheriff and an officer. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video.